source. This is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Senator Lisa Murkowski met with the so-called Tiger team today at the Fairbanks North Star Borough Chambers.
She emphasized her gratitude to the group and to the interior community for their efforts to keep F-16 fighter jets at Eielson Air Force Base. The Tiger team is a collection of city and borough officials and industry leaders who are whipping up support against a proposed Department of Defense plan to relocate the jets. Members of the team and Senator Murkowski herself testified against the move during environmental impact statement scoping meetings held earlier this month. The senator is providing a way for residents to give testimony to the EIS process through her official website. Murkowski says it's more and more evident the proposal is a mistake.
It is a wrong-headed approach. We have been able to ascertain that there is no savings here, and in fact the long-term implications to the military, to really our readiness, it's jeopardized with this move.
The Chamber's Board of Directors and Government Relations Committee are encouraging Chamber members to testify in support of meaningful oil tax reform for increased oil production during 2 upcoming Senate Resources Committee meetings this week. Members of the board have determined that Alaska's economic future is at stake and the economy relies on oil and gas. And to increase long-term jobs, there is a need to increase production today, which is more important than the state making more money through high tax rates today. The community is encouraged to come out and voice their needs and concerns through testimonials.
And so we're encouraging people to get out and, share their personal stories about how important the oil industry is to the bottom line of their business, their home life, and things like that. And so the opportunity has an opportunity to give their input and be a part of the legislative process Monday night at 6 p.m. at the Legislative Information Office, and then again on Wednesday evening at 5:15 p.m. at the Fairbanks Legislative Information Office.
The ACS Customer Service Center in the old Woolworths building downtown is being closed. Alaska Communications will consolidate that center's services with the one in Anchorage. The Fairbanks Center has 13 employees who learned of the plan today. ACS officials say they hope to move all of those workers to other positions in Fairbanks or Anchorage. The change does go into effect March 4th and is part of the company's strategy to simplify how they do business.
Contamination of drinking water at North Pole from the Flint Hills refinery will be the subject of a hearing Wednesday. An open house on Sulphur Lane will be held in the North Pole Plaza Mall starting at 5:30 p.m. The technical project team overseeing the investigation and remediation of the Sulphur Lane groundwater plume in North Pole is hosting the event to update the community on the project and answer questions. Topics will include the cleanup level for Sulphur Lane and the 2013 cleanup schedule.
After years of lying dormant, the Ruth Burnett Sport Fish Hatchery on Wilbur Street near the Carlson Center has opened to visitors. The hatchery was supposed to be built by 2009 for between $22 and $25 million. It released its first round of fish in spring 2012, and construction costs were about twice the hatchery's budget. Today was the first of a 2-day open house, so the public could get a chance to see how business is done within the hatchery. The hatchery was the brainchild of former Alaska State Senator Ralph Seekins. State officials we spoke to today say they're relieved to finally have the project up and running.
The people are interested and they're patient with us, and even though these are 2 limited days that we're going to open the facility, the support and the positive feedback we got has been tremendous. So thank everybody for being patient with us, and main thing is getting fish out the door in the lake so people can catch them.
So a little chillier today.
Yeah, I had to jump in my car this morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
Weren't expecting it to drop down.
No, not at all. Well, Mike warned us earlier or late last week, but I didn't think it was going to get that cold. And well, here's Mike now with a look to come. Mike.
A little chillier? 32 below at the airport this morning, and we're looking for, again, temperatures to drop down to around 30 below tonight. Right now, as you can see, temperatures have cooled off rapidly, although with cloud cover and a little snow shower activity going on at Delta Junction, it's still fairly warm there, -5 degrees. 19 below at Fort Wainwright and Fairbanks, 16 below at North Pole, Eielson Air Force Base, 20 below, 17 below at Nenana, and Denali Park, 3 degrees below zero. Again, one more night of really cold temperatures, but after that, a little more cloud cover coming in, and temperatures not quite so bad. In the lower 48, we got another big storm to talk about. This one's affecting California. We'll tell you all about it with all the weather a little bit later on. Daryl, Stephanie?
Okay, well, Daryl, remember to plug in tonight.
Yeah, well, yeah, that would have helped. Okay, when we come back, a chase plane for the Iron Dog race crashes, leaving 2 people seriously injured.
And local students talk about their trip to the inauguration. Stay with us.
This edition of the Fairbanks Evening News is brought to you by Northland Hearing Services. Better hearing with a human touch. And by Spadard Builder Supply.
And welcome back. The House Education Committee has advanced a bill that would allow for a 4-day school week program. House Bill 21 would create a 3-year pilot program that would allow a single school district to hold classes for 4 days a week. Currently, the power to approve any alternative schedule lies with the State Education Commissioner. If the bill passes, a school district could apply to the state school board to implement the pilot program rather than appeal to the commissioner.
A well-known Anchorage attorney and racer who withdrew from this year's Iron Dog snow machine race was seriously injured in a plane crash yesterday. State troopers say 44-year-old Robert Stone and 31-year-old Jason Wickman were in a chase plane that went down in Rainy Pass. Stone is an Anchorage attorney, and Wickman had plans to race this year but withdrew because of an injury last week. The plane crashed about a mile from the Rainy Pass Lodge. The men were flown from Rainy Pass to Providence Hospital in Anchorage.
The state is taking significant steps to improve Alaska's highway safety corridors. There are presently 4 designated safety corridors in Alaska on sections of the Seward, Parks, Sterling, and Palmer highways. Statewide, serious crashes are down 53% within those corridors through education, enforcement, engineering, and emergency services. Drivers can expect to see safety improvements made along the Seward Highway this summer. 5 additional slow vehicle turnouts will be constructed and guardrails will be put in at high accident locations.
The National Park Service wants to plow the first 12 miles of the Denali Park Road in colder months on a trial basis starting next winter. The goal of the mid-February to April plowing would be to increase opportunities for winter visitors at the park. Currently, only the first 3 miles of the 92-mile road are kept open during the winter. In an environmental assessment released on Thursday, the Park Service says the proposal is the agency's preferred alternative of 4. Public comments on the environmental assessment are being taken through March 16th.
Late last month, a host of students at West Valley High School, after raising thousands of dollars, traveled to the nation's capital to take in a number of events, including the inauguration of President Barack Obama. In their own words, News Center 11's Daryl Lewis talked with the group recently about their unforgettable experience.
Thanks and good evening. While hundreds of millions of people watched from around the world, in the nation's capital, over 250,000 people took in the inauguration of President Barack Obama. Included in that bunch, a small group of students from West Valley High School who called it, quote, the opportunity of a lifetime.
The inauguration was like the anticipation all week, just going to it was exciting, and us talking about it like all the time, seeing it on the news, how all the people flying in, all the important people going. And
even every American can see it, but I got to see it actually, although I'm not American. And I didn't even really know what the inauguration was, because I'm not involved in American politics. I mean, I'm a German, so yeah, it was very interesting.
Like a whole new experience. I mean, we're from Fairbanks, Alaska. Like, seeing stuff like this is like, whoa, so many people, no personal space or anything like that.
Inauguration itself was just something that you can't explain, like the experience that you felt and actually being there.
I mean, just like we'd put our cameras up and like take a picture to see how many people were actually there, and it was just like amazing to see how many people were around.
You just feel as one big group. Everyone was applauding together, was going Obama together, and you really don't think about the fact of, oh, this person is African American, or this person is Korean, or this person is white. It's just you feel as one big group.
I had been waiting since he was first elected to go to the inauguration. It's something I'd wanted to do my entire life. So to be there was pretty emotional, and for me as an African-American young woman. Being there, seeing our first Black president being inaugurated for the second time, absolutely amazing. I mean, other people, just everybody, all different kinds of ethnicities were cheering and hallelujahs. And I don't know, my heart was beating so fast the entire time. It was great.
Hi.
Hey, Joe.
I don't know why every time I just have to laugh. I love you guys though. But in sports,
that was all him.
Yeah. But in sports tonight, we have a full slate of games from the interior coming up in the weekend recap, including lots of high school basketball. The Ice Dogs and the Iron Dogs start this weekend as well. We have the leaderboard and much more coming up in sports.
Brought to you by the Law Office of Rita T. Alley. Peace of mind through professional legal services.
Hello, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here in the sports seat for you this Monday, and that means it's time for your weekend recap. We start with the big matchup in girls basketball. The North Pole Patriots coming off wins against Lathrop and Thunder Mountain and visit a battle-tested West Valley team. The Patriots were aggressive early on and maintained the lead throughout the game. Reagan Smothers with a nice layup there. She had 11 points, and Josie Broderick had a team-high 12 points lead the Patriots. Then right before the half, Erica Croxton from half court. The bank is open. She nails it at half court, but it's only 23-19 North Pole in the second half. Carly Marquez took over for West Valley, scoring 14 off her game high 16 in the second half as the Wolfpack go on a run in the fourth and complete the comeback 45-40 for West Valley.
Well, in the first half, my shots weren't really falling, so I was like, if they don't fall in the second half, I'm just going to be so mad. So I shot a little bit during halftime, and it really helped a lot. We really, really wanted this win because, you know, they beat Lathrop, and we've been trying to battle them, and so this is a big win for us.
And now more weekend scores from high school hoops. North Pole loses to the West Valley boys. Lorenzo Graham goes crazy with 27 points, 6 boards, and 4 steals to lead the Wolfpack in the 69-29 win. Lathrop split at home with the girls team winning 59-52 over Thunder Mountain behind senior Arisha Talley's 21-point performance. The Malamute boys lose 50-52 to Thunder Mountain. Ben John scored 7 in the fourth quarter for the Falcons, and Lathrop's Tremont Washington led all scorers with 16 in that one. Monroe sweeps the girls team, winning 45-42 over Galena. Alexis Gavora went off for 20 points, hitting 6 threes for Monroe. The Monroe boys, they romped 79-38 past Galena as well. And Houston swept Eielson. Houston 46-34 in the girls game, and Houston also won 55-42 in the boys contest. And it was a weekend of highs and lows for the Nanook basketball programs this weekend. The men's team was facing their rival, and it was another classic battle. The Nanooks went on a 12-1 run to cut a 13-point deficit down to 2, 61-59 with 6 minutes left in the second half. 104 left in the game as Sergei Putsar gets the and one after the Seawolves score. They gave UAF a 69-67 lead. Putsar had 12 for the game. After a foul, the Seawolves hit a 3. It hit free throws. Ronnie Baker, he went for the layup, but it was no good. And UAA splits the free throws. Baker has one last chance, but it doesn't fall. UAA 71, UAF 69. Baker had a game high 20 points. And for the ladies, it was victory time. The women's team ends a 13-game losing streak and a 23-game conference losing streak with a 73-70 win over Central Washington. It's been 393 days since their last conference win, but they finally got it thanks to some efficient shooting led by Samantha Thornton, who was a perfect 6 for 6 and led UAF with 16 points and 7 rebounds. It was a game of runs, and UAF made the final one and held off the Wildcats, who committed a turnover on their last possession to seal it for UAF. The ladies will be back in the Patty Center Thursday against Western Oregon. And now the Ice Dogs, they abruptly ended their 5-game losing streak against the Kenai Brown Bears in the Big Dipper on Friday night. It was a 6-1 blowout win for the Ice Dogs. Saturday night was another dominant win for the Ice Dogs, scoreless in the second period until this power play goal by Max Birkenbein with Kyle Lee and Nick Hines setting them up. This 1-0 Fairbanks. Just 3 minutes later, Kyle Lee does a solo act. He finds the net from the left circle. 2-0 Fairbanks. And then to cap it off, a beautiful pass from Lawrence Cornelier gives Kyle Lee the angle. He puts it home for his second goal. Lee finished with 2 goals and an assist. Steve Perry made all 24 saves, and it's a 3-0 shutout victory for the Ice Dogs. And now the ERA Cup Series is tied at 5 games.
We're playing at home. That's a big help, but game plan didn't change much. We just did what Coach told us to do correctly this time, and it worked out for us.
And there's breakdowns in here and there. They're young kids, and it's hockey, that happens. But I thought, you know, when a mistake occurred, everybody hustled back and tried to protect anything worse from happening. So I think that was a difference between the last 5 games as opposed to these 2 games. You know, we got a long ways to go, but I think we took steps in the right direction this weekend.
Started in 1984, and the 2013 Iron Dog race started this weekend from Big Lake. 39 teams, 78 racers entered this year, and the 2,031-mile race ends in Fairbanks in a few days, and some racers are already tearing it up. We go to the Iron Dog leaderboard. Sitting at number 1 is Alcastad and Johnson. Then it's McKenna and Van Meter, the defending champs. Davis and Palin, Dick and Quam, and Santos Santee and Zink rounding out the top 5 for the Iron Dog. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while, and do it so well. Stay cool, Alaska. Mike Schultz has your full weather forecast coming up next, and we'll catch you next time.
Welcome back into Fairbanks Evening News. Mike Schultz with you once again for a look at weather. And it's chilly out there, but not as cold as it was when this picture was taken by John Nierenberg. We'll call this Healy Blizzard for a reason. It looks like the Antarctic, but you can see the dog sled team coming in and all the wind blowing around. If you have a photograph to share, by all means, send it to Mike Schultz at KTVF11.com. What's going on at the airport right now? It's 21 below now with a little bit of light snow falling, mainly because of the basically cloudy skies and the cold temperatures condensing that moisture. The high today, 10 degrees below 0. The low last night, 27 below in many areas around town, around 30 below. Record high, 42. Record low, 50 below. Sunrise, 8:39. Sunset, 5:34. Tomorrow we'll go over 9 hours of daylight. That's something worth celebrating. On our satellite picture, not a whole lot going on the eastern side of the state, but as you can see over the western and southwestern side, lots of clouds moving up. Possible blizzard conditions expected over the southwest part of the state tomorrow. Today, we're looking at more rain falling across southeast Alaska, clear skies around Anchorage. Nice weather up and down the west coast. That's going to change rapidly. Fog around the Barrow area. And for Yukon, 9 degrees below 0, cloudy skies. Lower 48 weather, lots of weather to talk about, mainly on the west coast tonight. A new storm system moving in, bringing a lot of weather, and the satellite radar shows it happening. You can see one storm system moving off to the east, another one coming in on the Pacific Northwest. A lot of cold air with this system, expecting a lot of snow in the mountains and maybe even thunderstorms around San Francisco and Los Angeles tomorrow. And this new storm, like I said, bringing a lot of cool air with it, so a lot of snow expected in higher elevations. Now, the overall picture for later on this week showing again the area of low pressure dropping way down, the jet stream pulling all that cold air all the way down to the desert areas and then roaring back up. Severe weather expected on the eastern side of this jet stream next couple days. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow with the northern sections, mostly sunny in Barrows, cloudy skies at Nome and Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, we'll be looking at morning fog for the Fairbanks area, then scattered clouds for both Fairbanks and Healy. Over southeast Alaska, it looks like rain and snow in Juneau with clouds and rain at Ketchikan. Out to the southwest we go. It looks like snow developing for Bethel, snow and rain at Cold Bay and Kodiak. And over the south central regions, including the Anchorage Bowl, cloudy skies in Anchorage, some snow for Homer, and 3 to 5 inches expected in the Valdez area. Well, it's a new week, means time for, once again, our kids' weather. And this week we're talking with the kids from the Watershed School. Tonight, a young man with a story about a hailstorm contest.
All right, so we were at my grandma's and we had a hail contest, and I got hit, thunk, thunk, thunk. And then my little brother got hit, and so he was out, and my sister won, and she got the prize and everything.
I like his description of being hit with a hailstorm. Tomorrow night, a young lady will be here to share a picture with us. Okay, here's your forecast for the remainder of the night. 32 below at the airport, much colder in low-lying areas. and ice fog is definitely possible. Tomorrow's forecast, a little bit of recovery, 7 degrees below zero with morning fog, then becoming partly cloudy. And the extended forecast looks even better. It looks a little more encouraging and pretty consistent, too. 0 to 5 above each day. Overnight lows in the teens below at night. And the next chance for snow probably about Wednesday or Thursday. Other than that, we're not looking for any major changes and no major outbreaks for cold weather, which is good news for all of us, especially the Iditarod folks.
Yeah.
We're almost out of the thick of it, folks.
Yeah,
That's right.
Keep our fingers crossed.
And hoping that the weather will still improve for next Saturday, which is the expected return of the Iron Dog people into Fairbanks.
Yep, 23rd.
Yeah.
It looks all the way through the end of February that looks like nothing major coming our way.
Good.
Hooray!
I'll take it.
Sounds good. And that will wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. As always, we're glad you could join us.
Now, NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams is coming up next.
You can check us out online anytime at webcenter11.com.
And that will do it from all of us here at the News Center. Have a good night. We'll see you back here at 11.